Yo guys, and welcome back to this new stream here once again on the channel. And on today's stream we're going to discuss the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market once again, and today we're going to look at what we could be expecting right now for Bitcoin, not only on the imminent short term but as well if we're going to zoom out, because the weekly candle close is closing in towards us right now, and we're going to go over all the scenarios that could be playing out after we're seeing, of course, this weekly candle once again is going to be closing. So yeah, quite a lot of interesting things that we could be going over today, quite a lot of interesting things we can as well discuss on the imminent short term, because yeah, it is once again weekend. And what I usually say to you guys out there is that on the weekends you really want to be paying attention towards the market, and on the weekends you don't want to be getting fooled for these major, of course, corrections or these major push-ups here. So as well on this stream I will be giving you guys my weekend predictions and of course once again my extended TA view on Bitcoin right now here. So with the intro out of the way, let me start off with, of course, going over the market right now here. So I see Raymond tuning in here once again. I see Joel tuning in here. Jacob as well. Crypto Nubster, Creative, everyone is once again here. So it's absolutely amazing that you guys are tuning in towards the stream. And let's start off with, of course, this important trend line on the 1 hourly candle. So like you can see, first of all, it is weekend. That's a very important thing we have to know right now. And if we're looking to the last weekend, we saw a very boring sideways weekend. So we were basically having sideways action for the whole weekend. And I do, first of all, expect something like a similar structure over there once again here. But then, if we're looking at the chart right now, we know that we formed this upward sloping support line with 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points. And as soon as we were breaking below it over here, I already started to get a little bit more worried, because you can see right now we're once again increasing towards this previous support line, and we're currently retesting it as resistance. Like you can see, we're already getting several rejections by this zone here. So for me, it is extremely important to once again see Bitcoin breaking above this level. If Bitcoin could be seeing a few 1 hourly candle closes above this upward sloping resistance line that we're right now trading against, of course, we could be maybe still in for, of course, potential higher prices. So if I'm going to remove the drawings for a second, let me go to this chart for a moment here. No, wait, let me remove the drawings for a second. And let me talk you guys through real quickly, because how similar does this weekend structure right now look towards the weekend structure we got generated last time? I do think it looks very familiar. And why I'm going to say so is because, of course, over here we formed a high, higher high. So we formed this high, higher high over here, and as well you can see it was an impulsive run up here. It was as well an impulsive run up, and as well with the lows, if we're looking to the lows, we formed this low over here, higher low over there. So low over here, higher low over here. So are we going to see similar market structure playing out right now here? Because afterwards, after seeing this, we were creating, of course, already towards the upside, and saw some kind of this structure like I'm right now drawing in front of your eyes. So very interesting thing that we're right now seeing here. Looks to be that we're creating very similar market structure like we were doing on that time over there as well. But like we know that if we're going to look to the market structure that Bitcoin is currently creating here, is that by then we were not creating any bearish divergence, but right now we are creating several bearish divergences. So from this high over here, we're still forming this lower high here on the RSI, and this of course still resulting in this bearish divergence we got create on the top side. And that is, of course, still a thing that you should be paying your attention towards as well. And to real quickly talk about my weekend predictions, and to real quickly give you guys my thoughts about what I personally once again anticipate for the weekend, just like we have been seeing for the past 5 weeks here, is that I do expect that the weekend open will be, of course, the weekend close will be somewhere between the 54.1k here. So the higher we're going to be pushing up right now here on this range over here, the more likely I do think we could be maybe potentially expecting pullback. So the reason why I'm saying so is because, of course, we will be otherwise create a CME gap. And usually if we're looking to the past 5 weekends here, guys, if we're looking to the past 5 weekends, so the last weekend was started over here. The last weekend was here. We opened this on the 48,000, and this was the Monday. Let me see. It was over here, and this was the Monday open. So over here as well, we were seeing this exact close on the 48 and the open of the the open here as well on the 48. So are we going to see similar market structure? I do think that we could be seeing, of course, once again, the weekend playing towards this level, and that the weekend will be getting pulled back if we're trading above it, as well. We will be getting pulled back towards the line if we're trading below it. So I personally think that this is going to be your main level that you want to be aiming for on the weekend. I still will be expecting, once again, it's going to be a very most likely boring weekend if we're going to see exponential price growth. So if we're going to see Bitcoin really going to go for a massive push up towards higher levels on the weekends, I will be getting careful, because if Bitcoin potentially is going to go for a very significant rally or a major push towards the upside, I will be starting to get worried for the Monday, because if Bitcoin is going to be pushing very hard on Saturday and Sunday towards the upside, the chances are relatively big that we're once again going to get a massive Monday correction. So make sure that you're going to keep your eyes out on that one, because I don't want to be seeing these pumps on the weekends. You rather want to be seeing these pumps and these major moves getting created here on the regular days here and not in the weekend. So make sure to keep your eyes out on that one for sure already, because we know and we have been learning from the past there, and that is of course if Bitcoin tends to push very hard in the weekend, we tend to correct very quickly. But if, let's say, Bitcoin is going to go for a correction right now, and Bitcoin is really finding some massive resistance from this, let me see, this trend line over here, and Bitcoin is really going to form a massive rejection by this zone, and we could be maybe potentially see a major pullback towards the downside, maybe towards the lower levels over here. This is going to be very strong long opportunities, because if the market in the weekend is going to really move down from here on, I do think that you have a very strong long opportunity. So make sure to keep your eyes out on that one. Indeed. Let me see if the stream is working okay. Yeah, the stream is working okay. Sorry, I thought we were having some issues, but yeah, let's say Bitcoin is going to go for a massive rollover towards the downside. I do think the potential possibilities for a push up on Monday or potentially Sunday already is going to be relatively high. So the lower we're going to trade below this level, the more bullish I will become. The higher we're trading above this this line over here, the more neutral and the more fearful I will be remaining for the end of the weekend, of course. So that is of course my weekend predictions right now here. I do think that this is going to be the line that we should be aiming for, and I mean, my prediction is basically that Monday is at least going to trade around the 54.2k, and then we're going to trade somewhere between these lines here. Is it going to be, of course, Monday that's going to push up here, or is it going to be Monday that's going to correct? That is going to be the question that we have right now, we'll be still waiting for, but it is going to come closer and closer and closer. If we're then as well going to look at the 4-hourly candles, guys, what are we having right now for the 4-hourly candles on Bitcoin? Bitcoin looks to be, of course, still creating this lower high trend here on the RSI right now here. It looks to be losing some momentum, and the reason why the RSI is right now showing us a loss of momentum here is basically because we're consolidating. We're consolidating after such a big rally towards the upside, and we're making ourselves ready right now for the next major move here. So will we be creating another major move from off this point here? I do think the probabilities and the chances are relatively high from here on, of course. So what we could be maybe potentially expect here is that Bitcoin is going to create, of course, for this weekend, even more consolidation in this pattern. And if this symmetrical triangle on the 4-hourly candles could be maybe breaking out on the Monday, this could be really resulting in the next move that we could be generating from here on. And this could be once again result in, of course, more exponential price targets for Bitcoin in the coming week here. So personally, once again, going to say it, I do think that the coming week is going to be relatively bullish. I do think, once again, that the coming week could be, once again, filled with this exponential price growth for Bitcoin, and that we could be seeing, of course, massive spikes towards the upside getting generated. And I'm looking forward towards already the next week here in crypto. Of course, it's going to be, once again, we have to be surviving the weekend, and after that, we could be looking for some more interesting price action. If I'm going to look at the email ribbon, you can see the moving averages are once again creeping up on the 4-hourly candles since we are right now going sideways. So it's good for all the momentum indicators that we're seeing its sideways action period getting started, that we're seeing some consolidation getting made for Bitcoin, because consolidation after this run up over here is healthy, because this consolidation period over here will allow all the momentum indicators to ever so slightly cool off, to then of course give it more room to grow afterwards. So please don't, of course, start to be panicking right now here. I do think it's a good thing that Bitcoin is seeing some sideways action, because these indicators need to go off here, and the market in general needs to go off. We just can't go up in a straight line, because it would be not good if the market is just only moving up in just a straight line. Of course, for a portfolio it will be good, but for the market structure it will be very bad. So yeah, let's see how this will be behaving itself. I think as well the chances are relatively high that we're going to see a breakdown and then see a push up here, because we usually tend to get these fake outs if we're going to create these massive moves here. So every single massive move is generally getting created with a fake out or with a shakedown here, just like we did over here. And of course, A lot of people shaked out over here. A lot of people were panicking over there. And right now we could be maybe potentially do the same once again before once again then rallying further towards the upside. And I'm looking forward towards that one for sure. If I'm going to look at the RSI, of course, we know that we are cooling off ever so slightly right now here as well. If we're looking to the MACD, we know that the moving average is still looking healthy, but if we're looking to the histogram, that we're seeing an ever so slightly loss of momentum right now getting generated. We are seeing a higher high in the price action getting generated, like you can see over here. But on the MACD, we're still seeing this lower high getting formed there. So yeah, the MACD is still telling us that we're losing some momentum right now here on the 4 hourly candles, what could be resulting in, of course, a very significant pullback. If I'm going to then look at the daily time frame, you can see yesterday's daily close was not the most beautiful one, to be very honest. You can see it created a major wick on the top side, but it doesn't necessarily matter, because if we're looking back to the past, we saw a major wick getting created on the top side over here as well, and we have been seeing it several times. We saw it as well over here. We saw it as well over here. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be indicating that we're right now going to stop out for the daily candles, but it does indicate that we're, of course, having some more bearish pressure, and that we are having some more of a harder time of breaking through these levels. If we're really going to be talking about the daily time frame, to be honest, if I'm looking to this level over here that we're right now trading against, it has been proving itself as previous support several times here. Because let's see, if I'm just going to draw this line over here, draw this box over here, you can see the resistance that we're right now trading against. Provided resistance on this range, provided major support, major resistance, and support. So yeah, it is quite an important level that we have to be breaking through right now on the daily time frame. And you can see that Bitcoin is not easily already breaking through of this level on the daily time frame. So it's going to be an important box that Bitcoin has to be breaking right now in terms of the daily candles. You can see already a few amount of rejections was getting formed by this range, and it's likely to see these rejections getting formed here because it's just a very significant level of resistance. And personally, I do think as soon as we're going to trade above the 56,000 US dollars, that the room is going to be relatively free towards the 58.9k. So that looks pretty interesting, to be very honest. Once again as well, quickly going to go over some momentum. We are not forming any bearish divergence right now here on the Bitcoin chart, because if we're looking to the Bitcoin chart right now on the daily time frame, we know that Bitcoin has been still forming this higher high here on the RSI, and while we are doing so, we're as well forming a higher high on the price action. So no, Bitcoin is not forming any bearish divergence right now here on the RSI. If I'm looking to the MACD, this trend is as well looking extremely healthy. If I'm going to look at the money flow index, it is well looking very healthy because we're forming just higher highs, while the price action is well forming higher highs. So the momentum indicators are right now on the daily time frame not ever so slightly indicating anything really bearish right now here. So that is looking good for Bitcoin, and that is really as well giving Bitcoin right now the room to potentially, of course, consolidate on this range here, but after that, of course, grow further towards higher levels. And I definitely think that this is not the time to be really panic selling, because yeah, if you're going to be selling off Bitcoin right now, I saw something very good here. This is a great time to sell Bitcoin if you want to be buying back higher, right? This is definitely a very good time to sell your Bitcoin if you want to be buying higher, in my opinion, because I don't think that this is going to be the best place to sell off your Bitcoin. Of course, always do your own research and always do your own analysis here, but in my opinion, it's not a smart time to be to really be a major bear here. So let's see how this is going to be unfolding, of course. As well, what we are seeing on this chart on the 1 hourly candles before moving into the weekly time frame, you can see here previous downward slope resistance line flipped into support. Pretty interesting to see here. Maybe we could be as well potentially look at some kind of a diamond pattern formation. Of course, a diamond pattern is basically a diamond that we're creating, and we could be creating it from this point of here on. And if you don't know, and if you're not familiar yet with a diamond pattern, it has a pretty interesting price target. And let me draw this correctly. A diamond pattern is basically in consolidation and continuation pattern after we have been seeing a very significant rally towards the upside. And let me finish this drawing real quickly. So this diamond pattern has basically a price target for Bitcoin, and let me see. This diamond pattern is basically in a continuation pattern after a significant rally up here, and basically diamond patterns tend to create this direction where the market is as well heading towards, and of course it's a consolidation and continuation pattern. So if you're looking and approaching this pattern like this, you can see the price target is going to be the 58,000 US dollars if it's going to be breaking out towards the upside. But of course, if we're going to get a rejection from the top side over here, and if we're going to be failing to hold on towards the support line, it's going to be bringing us back all the way here towards 50,000 US dollars. So this could be for sure as well a pattern that you can be looking at right now here. This diamond pattern is right now showing us some significance because, yeah, You can clearly see right here, lower side providing support, upward sloping support line, downward sloping resist line, downward sloping resist line, and of course for me it's going to be important to see, of course, a breakthrough of this this level, of course, on the top side. So I see we're getting another donation. What do you think about Ethereum hedging tool? Let me see, because this, I don't really can read your language, but I will be putting it in translate real quickly. I don't exactly have been looking into the hedging tool of Ethereum, to be honest. But let me quickly copy your text here. Okay. Translate. I mean, man, please make sure to send your messages here in English, because that's not, of course, oh, you're basically asking the same question. So thank you so much for your saying. Of course, I don't know exactly what I think about it, but thank you anyway for supporting the nation. Diamond hands, diamond pattern. That's exactly true, guys. And I see a lot of people talking about Ethereum right now in the chat here. Give me a moment. I will be discussing the Ethereum price action in a moment. First, was willing to discuss Bitcoin, of course, and discuss what we could be seeing here in the short term. So, as well, another pattern that we could be looking at. It's not only this upper sloping support line that's right now going to be providing the rejections for Bitcoin, as you can see on this time frame that we're right now looking at, but it's as well the diamond pattern that we could be looking at. And of course, it's going to be extremely bullish for Bitcoin as soon as we're going to be breaking out of the top side. But a thing that I don't like about this pattern right now here is that it only has 18 more hours in it. So this pattern is going to choose a direction here in the coming 18 hours. And let's say Bitcoin is already going to be breaking out for the top side. I would not love to see a push towards the upside because it's a weekend. And I told you already, I don't like to see these massive moves getting generated on the weekend. So yeah, for sure, I think that is very interesting right now what we could be looking at. But then besides that, let me quickly talk about the weekly candle close that we are about to get here because it's coming closer and closer towards the weekend candle close here. So yeah, guys, give me a second to discuss this before moving in towards the Ethereum chart. Of course, I see some people are talking about it right now here, and we know that Ethereum is performing relatively poor against Bitcoin, but still it's interesting to discuss. So we'll be going over Ethereum after I finished up my Bitcoin thoughts. So what I currently see here is that Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. We're going to close this weekly candle in right now 1 day and 16 hours from now on. So the daily candle close is coming closer every single hour, of course, and the weekly, excuse me. But this weekly candle close is going to be very important. Like I told everyone already out there, as soon as we were getting this bounce here, we were talking to you guys out there that we want to be seeing the breakthrough of this 0.382 here. So right now I still will be saying, because I don't expect the weekend to be extremely bearish, of course, that the chances are relatively high that Bitcoin is going to be closing above the 0.382, right? So as soon as Bitcoin is going to be closing above this level, Bitcoin could be retraced towards this level back. Afterwards, we are opening a new weekly candle, and we could be providing, and we could be retest this level as some major support. So that is, of course, already looking very good and very promising, basically, right now for Bitcoin. Because, yeah, you can see, first of all, I provided this major resistance, so previously weekly resistance will be right now providing weekly support, as well as a level in the Fibonacci on the weekly Fibonacci extension trend-based Fibonacci that we send up here. So yeah, this is looking relatively good here right now as well. If we're going to even increase further on towards, let's say, the levels around T0.5, and that's going to be equaling the 59.2k, this is going to be a major rejection zone here. But right now, as soon as we're closing this weekly candle already above this level, the job for the next weekly candle is, of course, to break through this level and not find a massive rejection by this zone here. So it's going to be pretty interesting on how this will be reacting and on how we are going to be able to touch that level. But personally, I do think that as soon as Bitcoin is going to be closing its weekly candle above this level, it's going to be imminent to see as well a 59.2k touch getting created, and Bitcoin, of course, to be rallying towards that level and potentially, of course, even see a breakthrough. But yeah, we will be discussing this weekly candle close as soon as we're going to close it. And of course, if we're really going to see a clear breakthrough, it's going to be extremely bullish for the coming weeks ahead of us. And if Bitcoin is going to be even then retraced back towards the lower side here around to 52k, I do think that everyone out there that is still looking for a long position, because yes, I'm still in this long position over here, but for everyone who is then still opting and still looking for a potential long position, that of course a retracement back towards the 52,000 US dollars after this weekly candle is closed. So a retest back towards this level, and after that, see a push up towards the upside, is going to be relatively bullish, and it's going to be relatively as well provide you a very good opportunity to long the market. So as well, Mr. Mokol is once again asking me, Hey brother, me again. Please take a look at Rune. So thank you once again for tuning in here. And my brother, we will be for sure taking a look at Rune. But first, we're going to look at Ethereum because Ethereum is the thing that coin that I first discussed there. So yeah, we'll be taking a look at it in a second here. We'll be of course put it up here on my second screen so I won't forget it. So we'll be going over it in a moment, my man here. So what are we seeing basically with Ethereum? So Ethereum looks to be cooling off ever so slightly here on the top side. If you're looking and taking a clear look at Ethereum, you can see if we're looking at, in terms of the resistance that we're running into ours, you can see still this important level for Ethereum is getting retested once again here. It's this really this important resistance zone that we're running into ours, and you can see if we're extending this level, it provides as well previous resistance and previous support over here. So it's not an easy level for Ethereum to break through that easily, like you can see here. We definitely need to see, of course, a massive breakthrough of this level, and of course, to confirm a breakthrough of this level, you want to be seeing a daily candle close above this level. After that, we could be maybe opt for a potential retracement back towards the red box, and that could be then, of course, be viewed as bullish market structure. So as one of the 4-hourly candles, you can see it is right now consolidating under resistance. So in my opinion, consolidation under resistance is never bad here. Consolidation under resistance is never bad. So what you can currently see here is, of course, the structure over here. Here we got rejected because here it was not a resistance zone yet here. But since seeing this rollover getting from this point over here, it is likely that this level will be flipping into resistance. And right now we're seeing consolidation under this resistance level getting formed there. You could be maybe even approach this level as some kind of an ascending triangle, but that will be not the way how I will be approaching it. So yeah, it does look relatively strong right now here on Ethereum. If I'm going to zoom in towards the 1 hourly candles, and I do think, yeah, really, as soon as Ethereum is going to be breaking through the red box here, and it's going to get its green light, it could be running up once again very, very quickly. So as well, in the short term, we are right now seeing this critical downward slope resistance line, right? So you can see resistance is getting found on the top side. So resistance getting found, resistance, and you can see basically how Ethereum moves is a push up correction, push up correction, push up correction. Pretty interesting market structure, to be very honest. As well, if I'm going to be looking at this this chart on Ethereum right here, we could be maybe aiming for some kind of an structure of a symmetrical triangle. So it could be so that Ethereum is right now creating a symmetrical triangle on the immediate short term, and that's Ethereum could be seeing, of course, a massive breakout as soon as we're going to be choosing a direction. So Ethereum, yeah, looks to be really ready for another leg up here. So you can see here lower side support, top side resistance, and these levels coming together really going to be choosing and identifying a level where we could be heading towards from there on. So you can see over here, the lower side, if we're going to touch this level here, it's going to be for sure provide you a supportive touch here, and it's for sure providing a most likely very strong supportive bounce here. But as soon as, let's say, this 1 hourly candle is going to be closing below of this level, and as soon as this 1 hourly candle is going to be closing below of the support line, we could be maybe up for some lower targets because we're failing to hold on towards the support target. So if we're going to be measuring the price targets of this symmetrical triangle that we could be getting creating here on the Ethereum price section, it really will be depending on where we are going to see a breakout for it. So we can say right now, not, okay, it's going to be breaking out towards the upside or towards the downside. Of course, a breakout towards the upside will be as well signify that we're going to potentially break through that red box there, was going to be absolutely bullish, of course. But what you can see over here in front of your screen is that we are either going to be looking for a 3.3% move towards the downside or a 3.3% move towards the upside. So still going to be bringing the word out there, and I'm going to say that it is weekend, and usually on the weekends we tend to get more fake outs on these patterns. On the weekends, we tend to see more of these patterns breaking out and then still fake out there. So still, is this going to be really your trading opportunity that you have been waiting for all life? I don't know for sure. I for sure should take this pattern with a lot of caution, but yeah, it is going to be providing a very potential trading setup that you could be looking at and that you could be trading here. So it does look, of course, pretty solid right now here, and I for sure will be will be waiting on the sidelines to see how it will be performing and how it will be resulting like, of course, because yeah, I do feel very excited about this pattern because we are seeing quite a significance getting at it, and for me to really determine on where the market is really running towards, it's going to be as well important to see what Bitcoin is going to be doing with this diamond pattern that we are right now looking at. So yeah, pretty interesting that we are right now seeing with Ethereum. Excuse me. Good morning from the USA. Good morning. Good morning from Europe as well. So yeah, it's going to be important on where to see where Ethereum is heading towards right now, but yeah, it looks particularly good here. If, to be honest, if I'm going to look at the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin valuation, this is going to be as well an important valuation to look at, and look at this touch we got here. So I've not watched this chart for this significant candle, or I have not adjusted here for of course weeks here on my channel, because I was already looking at this downward sloping resistance line, and as soon as we were breaking through it, I was getting bullish, and of course I only extended this level. And what you can see over here is that we got a perfect touch. We got a perfect touch on the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin pair, and this could be maybe finally give us the signal that we can be seeing the trend reversal getting generated. So let's see on how this is going to be playing out here. To be honest, you can still see that if we're looking to the Ethereum price action, that we're forming still some kind of a downward sloping parallel channel, and that we're still moving down in a very rapid pace. So what is going to be important for me here is that Ethereum is going to be shifting its trend against Bitcoin anytime soon here, because you can see from the top side over here, it already lost an approximately 20% of its valuation against Bitcoin. And of course, 20% is quite a lot, and especially for me, because I'm a huge holder in Ethereum. Then as well, what we could be looking for if we're going to talk about worst case scenario, now not necessarily worst case scenario, but a scenario where Ethereum could be heading towards is still this green box over here. So previous resistance zone and this upper sloping support line coming together. If we're going to see a retracing back towards this level, this could be maybe finally then provide you the turning point and show you that Ethereum is going to be leading the way ever so slightly. And as soon as Ethereum is going to be leading the way once again against Bitcoin, it's going to be most likely all the other altcoins and all the ecosystem coins of Ethereum that once again are going to be pumping, and of course all the other coins that are going to be literally go up 10x in a single day here, because we are right now in the time of crypto that there are some coins that are going to be literally 10x in a day, or 10x in a few days, literally, because that is literally the time that we're right now living in, and the time that we're right now trading in, because FOMO is real, and of course there's a lot of attention towards the market. So for sure, keep your eyes out on these structures, keep your eyes out on these coins that we could be really looking forward towards right now, and maybe you could be making some very strong gains, right? So looking forward towards that one. And I do think that Ethereum could be potentially go for a potential another minor leg down here. But basically what it all comes down towards here is that if Ethereum is going to be breaking through this horizontal level of resistance that we were just talking about a moment ago, this level over here, I do think as soon as we're breaking this level, we're going to get a green light, and Ethereum could be, of course, rallying very, very quickly up towards the upside. So looking forward towards that one, and I definitely think that Ethereum could be then show us some more strength here. So let me quickly look at Rune here before going back in towards the different assets. So what were we looking at Rune? We were looking at Rune at some kind of a symmetrical triangle. This one really got invalidated, like you can see here. We saw a minor fake out on the top side, then we broke down on the lower side. So this is of course pretty interesting what we're seeing. We're seeing the fell of the support line coming in right now here. But if you're basically going to look at the chart, you can still see that we're trading on this support box over here on the lower side. So previous resistance, of course, over here, previous resistance over here, and you can see this level provided us a lot of support already many times here on this trend. So support. It is going to be important to hold on towards the level. But what you can see as well right now here on the structure of Rune is that it is showing some weakness, because we're forming the same floor lows here, and while we are forming the same floor lows here, we are forming lower highs. So this is, in my opinion, a very bearish market structure, and this could be for sure a result in a breakdown here, to be honest. So yeah, I want to be raising the awareness that we're right now forming bearish market structure on the 1 hourly candles, and of course that could be resulting in maybe a potential pullback over here. So that's of course not a thing that you would like to see. And even if you're going to approach it on the 4 hourly candles, you can even of course, once again, still just approach like a descending triangle, and descending triangles are typical bearish bias patterns. So let's see how this is going to be playing out, but I do think the chances are relatively high that we're still going to be seeing a breakdown from here on with Rune, and that Rune could be seeing some potential lower prices getting generated on the imminent short term here. As well, if you're looking at the daily, I'm not necessarily so bearish, because on the daily, we have been forming this higher high than this high over here, and we're most likely going to just form a higher low. And of course, in the end of the day, we're going to be bouncing up towards the upside, in my opinion, because we have been breaking out of the falling wedge, and of course, we have been forming this higher high structure. And right now, I want to be seeing, of course, a higher low getting formed here to, of course, continue the trend up here. So looking forward towards on how it could be performing and how it could be reacting towards it right now here. So as well, what you can see, the imminent short term on Bitcoin is finding a massive red candle right now here, and we're moving down ever so slightly right now here. So still we'll be saying We're still trading above our weekend average. We're trading above our weekend close here. So what I will be still expecting is that Bitcoin is still a little bit overvalued on the imminent short term, and that we could be seeing still a pullback towards this level, because this is going to be the fair price valuation for Monday. The fair price valuation for Monday is going to be important to look at, because this is most likely the price that Monday Bitcoin will be trading on, not necessarily on the Monday open, but at least on the Monday. So looking forward towards it. So the higher we're going to trade, the more significant pullback we could be getting here on the Monday. But as well, what we could be seeing if we're trading above it, that we're just going to see such kind of a structure like a V-shaped recovery towards the downside. So still going to say it. This is going to be my fair price value, and this is going to be my weekend prediction, where I do see Monday trading on, where I do see Bitcoin trading on Monday at. So looking forward towards it. Last weekend we made as well a very strong prediction, and of course this is a prediction that I'm making for right now over exactly 1 day and 14 hours. So it's pretty bold prediction, because I'm predicting the market for what we are potentially going to see here in 1 day and 14 hours. I did already predict it for the past 2 weeks here, and every single time we predicted this this weekend price, we did a pretty good job here. So looking forward towards it. So Daryl, donate to the channel. Thank you so much for your donation. You're saying, yo bro, how you doing, man? You're asking me about DOT and Link. So let me start off with DOT. I will be as well going to ADA, guys. I see a lot of ADA requests coming in here as well. Some other things. I will be discussing the most amount of things, of course, in the stream. So what are we seeing right now with DOT here? So first of all, I'm a huge bull on DOT, and I still think that DOT could be creating way higher price targets in the coming weeks from here on. The reason why here is because staking will be introduced. The reason why it's here is because, yeah, it's going to be having a very good influence on the Polkadot price action, and most likely it will be resulting in Polkadot generate some kind of a hype structure, and I do think that's going to be extremely bullish. But guys, before we're going to move further in towards the stream here, I want to be asking you guys to quickly smash up that like button, guys. If you haven't already smashed up that like button, make sure to do so right now here. It's only going to take a few seconds of your time, and you will be literally meaningful to me. I mean, we're right now only 40 likes away before smashing it up to 200 likes. So let's see if we could be smashing up to 200 likes. That will be truly amazing, and it will be truly appreciated, of course, on the stream. So you can see over here, previous major support, then it flipped into resistance, and I told everyone out there already that this is the green box that you want to be accumulating on. And this was, of course, a very strong accumulation zone in general for Polkadot. We as well already broke the downtrends here in terms of the daily downtrend. As well, what we can currently still see here, higher low, higher low, higher low. So what are we seeing? We're seeing an uptrend getting generated. So we are in a bullish bias structure right now. As well, if I'm going to look at the 4 hourly candles real quickly for Polkadot, what we can currently see here is that Polkadot is potentially, of course, still, not potentially, it is still right now on an uptrend on the imminent short term. But what you can see potentially here is that this horizontal level of resistance that we were trading against is already getting broken through, and then we're right now retesting this level even already as support. So you can see this previous resistance zone, previous support, resistance, right now as well provide last resistance over here before breaking through this level, and right now is providing support. So we're seeing a higher high getting formed on the imminent short term, higher lows getting formed as well, and higher highs. This looking good here. The structure looks generally very good in the imminent short term as well, breaking through with this red box over here, excuse me, is going to be probably have a very good and bullish bias effect on the market here on the imminent short term. And I do think that Polkadot could be even move up further from off this point right now. If I'm going to look at the 1 hour candles to see maybe what we could be creating in terms of a pattern that we could be looking at here, is that Polkadot could be creating this downward slope resistance line over here, and this previous downward slope resistance line flipped into support, like you can see over there. As well, from the top side, you could have been looking at this some kind of a falling wedge scenario. We clearly broke out of this falling wedge scenario, and if you're going to really take a price target of this falling wedge, it's going to be the top side of the wedge, what is going to be a 4% move towards the upside. So yeah, this generally looks like a very solid pattern here on the 1 hourly candles to trade, and do think that we could be creating, of course, more potential upside here, especially if Bitcoin right now is going to be cooling off, because once again, going to say it, these candles always come down to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is going to be performing very poorly, like these red candles that we're creating right now, it has a castrating effect here on the altcoins, like you can see with Polkadot right now here. Polkadot is taking a bigger hit because, of course, Bitcoin is correcting ever so slightly. So keep your attention towards that one. It's important to know, and you can clearly see that Polkadot is having a hard time with this level, of course, and Polkadot you still expect this higher price target on the imminent short term. Then as well, let me quickly look at link for you guys out there. This is Litecoin. Let me see where my link chart is. It's over here. So link, what are we having for the daily time frame? First of all, so you can see the symmetrical triangle. This is on the 4 hour, I think. Yeah, 4 hour symmetrical triangle. Broke out towards the upside. Already reached this price target, like you can see. So yeah, this is a symmetrical triangle. Already reached this price target. It was very close. It was a few dollars off, to be honest. But yeah, this looks pretty solid. Moved up very significantly and really reversed the trend towards the upside. If you're basically going to look at zones where basically support and demand, yeah, support and supply zones are basically at here, is that the top side here, major supply zone for the price action of a Chainlink, and of course a major demand zone on the lower side. You can see every single time we're touching these levels, we tend to be moving up very quickly. While we were trading below it, of course, major rejection. Then we were trading on $12. It was crazy, and since then we moved up, of course, all the way back towards $36. So that was particularly the crazy run-up we got here. Of course, like we know that Chainlink was really an early run-up here in the beginning of the year, of course, because if you bought Chainlink on these levels right around 2019, you could have, of course, made a major gain of an approximately 91x here, because yeah, Chainlink did run up very quickly. It moved up very significantly, but right now it's correcting back, and it is showing some signs of exhaust. It looks to be a little bit exhausted. It looks to be, of course, not performing so strong as the other coins right now here. What you can see is potentially this upper sloping, downward sloping resistance line and this upper sloping support line. You can see with this upper sloping support line right now here, while you're looking at the support line, is that you can see that 1, 2, 3 very clear touch points are coming in towards this level. So this is going to be a major level that you should be looking at if we're going to really come back towards these ranges. So do expect that this level is going to be holding up very well here for the price action of Chainlink and for the likes of Chainlink right now here. So I'm looking forward towards on how that's going to be reacting towards us, and I will be very excited to see where Chainlink is heading towards in terms of this daily breakout, because I do think that Chainlink is right now waiting for a massive daily breakout, and maybe even on the weekly, you could be approach it as well. So, yeah, basically, Chainlink looks particularly solid here. If I'm going to go into towards the 1 hourly candles, we could be maybe see some very interesting things right now on the imminent short term. Let's first start off with the 4 hour. Not a lot of interesting things, to be very honest. But what you can basically see is that the top side is here providing the major resistance zone. So yeah, we're forming a downward slope resistance line. We're forming an upper sloping support line from the lower side, and we're forming potentially, of course, this continuation pattern once again. And once again, we'll be saying it's not my most favorite pattern, so I will be for sure not traded or take my eyes on it. But basically, what you can see here is that this has been a previous resistance zone, and let me put this towards the 4 hourly candles to make it a little bit more clear. This has been a previous resistance zone, and it will be flipping into support. So yeah, retest on the lower side over here. It's going to be your demand zone. It's going to be the zone that you should start to get greedy. So if you're going to be seeing a retracement back towards levels around to 25 towards $25.8, do think it's going to be a relatively strong accumulation zone. Previous resistance flipped to support, and of course for the imminent short term, it's going to be really the task to break through this local high over here, because it looks to be that every single time how Chainlink basically moves here is consolidation, move, consolidation, move. Over here as well, consolidation, move, consolidation, move, consolidation, move, and here fake out, and of course we all know what happened. But basically the Chainlink takes quite a while before creating these exponential moves here, and it really was getting here. It moved up very quickly, but it's pretty unfortunate that we're right now seeing not the same market structure. But I do definitely think that it is not a bad time to accumulate Chainlink, and that it still has quite a lot of potential for the coming bull run. I don't think it is over. It's basically far to be over yet here, but if you look to Chainlink, and if you're already looking to the Chainlink compared to Bitcoin valuation, you can see it is losing quite a lot of its value, right? So Chainlink compared to Bitcoin is trading at a very low side here, and once again we're trading on these very low ranges here, where Chainlink is basically losing a lot of valuation against Bitcoin. So you can see over here major resistance, major support over here, and we're retesting once again. So if I'm going to take a wider view here, and if I'm going to talk about is it a good time to accumulate Chainlink against the likes of Bitcoin right now here, I will be most likely say yes right here, because I don't think it's a bad time to see to look at the chart and see, okay, is it a good time to accumulate right now? I do think yes, but if I'm looking really do a wider pattern, you could be maybe look at a major head and shoulders pattern right now getting unfolded. So this is of course a major head and shoulders pattern. And this could be for sure play out potentially here on the price action on the Chainlink compared to Bitcoin valuation. If this Chainlink compared to Bitcoin valuation is going to be breaking down here, this is going to be having a massive influence on the price action. Because yeah, I don't even think that we can be reaching a price target. Yeah, because it's going negative. Don't think that we're going to reach the price target. But do will be saying one thing right now. Yeah, we're looking to the head and shoulders. But the main thing that I want to be saying here is that this level just has to hold on. If we're going to fall towards to hold on towards this level, I do think that we could be, of course, see really the end of this rally, and we could be seeing, of course, a way lower targets getting reached here. But if we're going to be able to bounce back, we could be seeing, of course, way higher targets getting formed from here on. It's going to be important, and in terms of risk to reward, it is definitely worth to take the risk here, in my opinion, to buy around this range, because yeah, you're definitely buying the lows right now here. If you're talking about Chainlink, and if you're looking at a good buying zone, you are buying the lows against Bitcoin right now, so it's not a bad buy. And if you're going to be looking at Chainlink compared to Ethereum, you can see, look at how low it is standing compared to where it was. It is right now approximately 90% down, if I think I say correctly. Yeah, approximately 90% down from its high over there against Ethereum. And you can see right here that we're trading on the last legs right now here. So let me put it to the 3-day candles. You can see over here previous resistance is right now flipping into support. We're trading on the last legs, in my opinion. Of course, if we're going to fail to hold on towards this level, it's going to be this range over here on the lower side. But if you're already talking about accumulation, is it a bad time to accumulate a Chainlink right now? If you're looking to the chart, guys, it's always going to come down to risk to reward. I don't think that it is a bad zone at all. Of course, you can see the stop side over here was also failing to hold on here. There's going to be a major resistance zone, of course, ahead of us if we're going to be increasing once again. But yeah, clearly you can see previous support and resistance right now flipping into support. You're trading on you're literally trading on the lowest point at all. You're trading on such a low point. We were not being so low. Let me see this correctly. We have not traded so low on the Ethereum compared to Chainlink valuation for 827 days here. So, yeah, we are approximately in a 3-year low right now for Chainlink compared to Ethereum. Is it a good time to buy? Is this a buying signal for you? In my opinion, it could be for sure be a very strong buying signal that you're currently getting here. And this should be for sure, yeah, give you a good signal of, in terms of accumulation. I mean, it looks to be that the price is right now finding its bottom. It's finding its it's finding its bottom price here, and it's going to be reversing anytime soon here. It's going to be towards the upside. It's going to be the real big question. Or are we going to create another massive correction down here? That will be basically mean the end of Chainlink, in my opinion. But I don't think that it really is going to be the end. Do still think it could be going for a massive spike up here, but it really has to be bouncing off this level. And I don't think it's bad to accumulate at all right now here on this time. So. That is that for Chainlink, of course. Bitcoin as well closed a new 1 hourly candle, guys. So congratulations, you once again survived another 1 hourly candle close here on Bitcoin. Absolutely congratulations with that one, of course. But what you can see currently is that, yeah, we are still trading in this diamond pattern. We will be keeping you guys up to date, of course, on this pattern on our Twitter page. So don't forget to as well follow us on Twitter if you want to be staying up to date with all these market developments over here. So, of course, our Twitter page is @RoverCRC. Or if you could be just follow us here as well in the second highest link in the description. You could be finding all the links towards our socials here in the description if you want to be following us over there. But what are we seeing right now with Cardano? Because I see a lot of requests are coming in here. I've told several times about Cardano, right? I've told you guys several times about Cardano, and I do think that Cardano is showing us right now a very, very beautiful retest. This was a retest that was very beautiful. And I said to you guys out there that I really wanted to be leverage longing Cardano if we were going to get a retest. And this was definitely the opportunity that I should have took. But I unfortunately have not been opening a position yet here. But if I will be approach the market right now here, this level over here should have been for sure my entry price for Cardano, and this will be for sure still my entry price right now here. So yeah, it does looks very, very good here, and I will be for sure trying to, of course, open some more trades on altcoins here. We'll be keeping my eyes out on top of them right now here, but of course, unfortunately, this happened while I was asleep, like you can see. But yeah, this was a very, very solid retest that we were getting here on the Cardano price action. And I definitely want to be seeing, of course, another retest of this range, so I could be still enter my trade here, because yeah, it looks to be a very solid retest. If you're wondering what is the price target row for this symmetrical triangle that we're right now looking at, we could be looking, of course, at a very significant price target, and this price target could be, of course, moving Cardano up back towards the $2.70 here. So yeah, there could be, of course, an approximately move here. Let me see. $2.70. It's going to be an approximately measured move here, around the 21% here. So a 21% trade. Of course, if you're signing up with BYBIT, you could be taking this as well with leverage. You could be, let's say, I will be taking a 10x leverage on this one, and it could be making a 200% gain here. So yeah, depending, of course, on the amount you're putting, you could be making some very good gains here. And it's definitely looking particularly strong here. And yeah, perfect retest of this downward slope resist line, like you can see. So resistance, 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 right now flipping into support. I think this is a very good retest that we're getting right now. And I should start to get a little bit more bullish on Cardano right now. What you can as well see, what we were breaking out here, is that we have been forming in higher highs. So you can see over here, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, higher high. And as well, while we were in this trend, we formed this higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So what we were basically seeing is an lower high trajectory getting broken, and of course the higher low trajectory getting continued. So this is going to be, in my opinion, going to be a trend reversal signal, and this is going to be, of course, if you're purely looking at market candles, etc., it's going to be bullish, and it's going to be providing us in a bullish market structure. And I do expect that the Cardano could be for sure see some more continuation of the momentum that it is currently in here, and we could be seeing for sure some more continuation getting formed from off this point. So if I'm as well looking to Cardano here on a different chart, and excuse me, if I look into this Cardano chart on the 1 hourly candles, we could be maybe potentially look at such kind of a downward slope resistance line on the top side. In terms of this resistance line over here, you can see as well that we're having forming a downward slope support line, and we're maybe trading in some kind of a parallel channel. And this parallel channel is basically, let me quickly take this. This is basically a parallel channel that we could be looking at right now for the price action of Cardano. And of course, in order to continue the trend up here, it could be even as well approached like a bull flag. We have to be seeing a breakthrough of the top side of resistance. As soon as we're doing so, we are going to be sending it, of course, towards higher highs afterwards, of course. So looking forward towards that one. Definitely can't wait to see what we are going to do from here on. Then second of all, let me quickly look at the Cardano compared to Ethereum valuation. You can see over here as well, we are trading on the lower side of this level. We are as well creating parallel channel over here as well. So Cardano looks to be creating quite a lot of these parallel channels right now. Looks to be very solid, to be honest. So yeah, you can see over here, top side providing resistance, lower side providing support, and you can see resistance, support, support, support. And what you do expect from of these levels on the lower side is that you're going to generate a move towards the upside and a potential bounce as well. Top side resistance several times got touched over there. So looks like they were really trading with the significance as well. Cardano compared to Bitcoin, we were talking about this lower side support target, and we did clearly touch this level. Right now we're looking to cool off, and we're looking to calm down ever so slightly. So let's see on how how Cardano compared to Bitcoin is going to behave against this chart right now here. So looking forward towards on how it's going to be behaving itself from of this level, and hopefully we're going to see a very significant bounce from this this zone on this range that we're right now trading on. Of course, if we're going to look at some horizontal levels, we know that there has been, of course, historically seeing some support getting found on the lower side over here. And of course, like we know from historical price action as well, is that we're right now trading below this range over here. So we're trading below this previous resistance zone, previous support zone, and you can see we're trading below it. And right now we're trading, most likely we're going to get some rejections by this range here. So it's going to be important level to talk about, important level to approach as well. And it's going to be game on. It's going to be important to break through this level. So as well, Daryl donating to the channel once again here. You're asking me about Luna. So Luna is one of these coins that I should be careful with. Luna is one of these coins that I should be careful with. And the reason why I'm saying so is because you have to look at the developers. And if you're looking to the developers on Luna, if I say it correctly, there were only 3 people on the team of Luna, Terra Luna. And that's for me a very big sign. A big warning shot fired. Bam. Big warning shot fired for Luna. So yeah, you could be, of course, always look at certain projects as well. What you can see right now here is that the top side, the top side here on Luna is providing massive resistance. You can see over here, resistance getting found, resistance getting found, resistance getting found. This is of course a major range of resistance for Terra Luna. As well, what you can see, upward sloping support line, and this could be looking like some kind of a structure of a rising wedge, right? So it looks to be that Luna is creating some kind of a rising wedge right now on the daily time frame. So of course it's a bearish bias trading wedge that you're trading, a bearish bias pattern that you're creating right now. I'm still going to say it out there with Luna. You want to always be looking at what the project is exactly doing, and that is getting me worried already. If I'm going to as well look at my technical analysis, you can see, first of all, we're running at topside resistance. Second of all, what you can see right here is that the chart is forming a lower high here on the RSI, higher high on the price action. So Terra is as well forming some bearish divergence on the top side over there as well. That is looking particularly bad in my opinion. That is not looking strong. It is giving me only a big bearish signal right now out of the market. So bearish divergence, we are running into resistance. We know the developers are not that strong here, and we know that they don't have a very strong team. With all those things, and with all those things combined, and as well with the potential scenario that we're going to be creating such kind of an rising wedge here, what is of course typical bearish bias pattern, we could be seeing of course a potential pullback. I don't think it's a responsible coin to be holding right now here, and I do not think at all that it is in a bad time to take some profits. I do rather think it's a strong time to take some profits out of the table, since as well creating this massive divergence on the market. So yeah, that's basically my opinion on Luna. So Scott Rosenbald, you're asking me about Engine and Medic. So let me quickly look at Engine and Medic here. Excuse me. Engine. So what are we having with Engine? Of course, has been not performing so well against like these other coins. We were just looking at like Luna. We know Luna has been forming this all-time high already. And you can see that coins like Engine are still lacking a little bit here. So what you can see with Engine is that we have been forming a new downward slope resistance line, and we have been creating a new upward sloping support line. So a lot of these coins, a lot of these altcoins right now are forming these massive consolidation and massive consolidation patterns. And coins like Engine is right now ready the time to accumulate. I think that you rather will be looking than Luna to, of course, accumulate coins like Engine right now, right? So do think it looks solid. So resistance is getting found on the top side, support on the lower side. We're just going to create a massive continuation pattern. We're just going to create a massive consolidation pattern over here, and this will be breaking out anytime soon here. This will be just breaking out anytime soon, and as soon as we're going to be breaking out of this pattern, we're going to see, of course, massive price volatility come back towards Engine. And I think, yeah, for sure, chances are relatively high that we're going to see major push-ups towards new all-time highs, because if you're going to be measuring the price target, it's going to be already surpassing the all-time high, and it's no, it's not even surpassing the all-time high, but it is getting close towards the all-time high, and the chances are relatively high that we could be seeing those targets getting generated, of course. So yeah, Engine looking particularly good here as well. What we were seeing just a recent time ago here on Engine is that Engine was forming this lower low on the market, while it was forming this higher low here on the RSI. So it was forming this bullish divergence over here, resulting in the market to flip back towards the upside and of course create this V-shaped recovery. Looking particularly solid, of course, looking very strong, looking very good. If I'm going to look at the 4-hourly candles real quickly to give you some thoughts on the imminent short term here, is that Engine over here, not a lot of interesting price action that I have to be ready to do a good analysis on, to be honest. If I'm looking to some horizontal levels of previous resistance and support, we know that this level that we're running trading against that has been stopping us out several times before. So before really going exponential over here, like you can see, we really got stopped out by this range. You can see over here some resistance was getting found over here, but mainly right now, once again, we're finding massive rejections. So at the same time, while we were finding these massive rejections, we are running up once again with a very solid upward sloping support line, and we could be maybe look for such kind of a pattern of maybe a potential rising wedge, but that's of course a more kind of a bearish bias pattern. But for sure, we are right now willing to see the top side getting broken here and the lower side getting holden in terms of course continue towards the upside and basically break through the red box right now. So my main scenario, what I will be approaching, and my main way on how I will be approaching Engine right now here is just, of course, that it has to be breaking out of this massive consolidation pattern right now here on the daily time frame. I do think that this is going to be the most important task that Engine currently has for itself, and this is going to be, of course, as well for me, a major range that I will be looking at in terms of where Engine and where it could be potentially heading towards. So you could be even drawn it from there on. this looks very solid in my opinion. This looks very solid, and it could be seeing a massive breakout anytime soon. Of course, as soon as we're going to choose a direction, this will be resulting in a major breakout, and this of course a pattern that has been consolidating for right now 264 days. Okay, you can believe me already, this is going to be resulting in a major breakout, and ENJ is going to be most likely one of these coins that are going to create this massive breakout. So looking forward towards it. As well, you're asking about Matic. What do I think about Matic? I think Matic is one of these coins. I'm not really believe that Matic could be, of course, create another massive hype run up here, because in the end of the day, what I do basically think about Matic here is that it is a layer 2 solution that Ethereum is already going to solve. So there will become a point that Matic, their real use case is going to become irrelevant. But still, talking about this coin, we know that we're creating some kind of a similar structure, similar market structure right now. We're creating as well this massive consolidation pattern, like you can see over here. We're creating this massive symmetrical triangle, and it looks to be that Matic as well. It's just like a lot of other coins. I'm not saying that it can't increase, but I do think that the use case will become that there will become a day that the use case is not so good anymore, like it used to was, of course, for Matic. But it looks to be that Matic you'll be really create this major symmetrical triangle as well. And just like I told you just a moment ago, a lot of altcoins are still ready to be absolutely exploding, and I do think that coins like Matic as well, in terms of price action, it could be still go for this exponential growth period, and it could be still go for this potential symmetrical triangle breakout, and it still could be, of course, go absolutely exponential towards the upside, and the chances are relatively high that we're going to do so. So keep your eyes on Matic right now here. It looks to be as well consolidating very well here for quite a while, and it could be, of course, in for a major run up anytime soon here. So looking forward towards that one as well, my man. Messed up as well, donating to the channel. Thank you so much for your donation. You're asking me, can you please look at Nano and XRP? So let me right away do that, of course, for you, Dan, out there, my man. So just like a lot of other coins, Nano is as well, once again, exactly doing the same. Of course, at Nano, we already set up a chart. You can see over here on the Nano price chart, it's as well ready to blast off. So once again going to be talking about altcoins, I do think that right now is the time to maybe be a little bit more greedy on these altcoins, because yes, coins like Nano, coins like Meta, coins like Engine, or coins like DOT or Chainlink, I think we have been seeing it already, all these coins along, that there are major opportunities right now in the market. And as well, what you can see on Nano, it's just a massive consolidation pattern. It's a massive continuation pattern towards the upside, and you can see it is showing the significance, the support, resistance, the touches are valid. And we're once again saw just a moment ago, a few days ago on Nano, once again a major rejection of this range, and I do expect that we're going to see way higher price targets getting reached for some of these altcoins, and it will be happening due to these consolidation continuation patterns. So make sure that you're prepared for this, and it's going to be major price targets that are as well going to be reached for Nano. So these are basically my wider views here. I do expect major push-ups as soon as we're going to be breaking out of this range here. So keep your eyes out on this one, and keep your eyes out on what potentially Nano can be doing over here, right? So definitely think it could be, of course, being a very interesting asset that we could be looking at. So if we're going to look at the imminent short term, what can we be expecting for the imminent short term over here? Looks to be that we're creating some kind of a consolidation pattern. You can see downward slope and resist line over here getting formed on the top side. So resistance, and it is breaking through, and of course is right now continuing to trend towards the upside. So even right now, while we are looking at it, Nano is pushing up once again here. It's forming a very good green candle over here, breaking out of this level, and right away moving up afterwards that. So yeah, it looks solid here, looks absolutely amazing. Think it has quite a lot of potential, and I've been already holding quite a lot of Nano, and will be for sure not looking to sell around these ranges. I'm holding quite a lot of altcoins, if you don't know already, but I'm a huge investor in certain projects to, of course, catch these major moves here, just like I was doing with Ventum. I'm going to do the exact same with a lot of other altcoins right now as well. So make sure that you're on the right side, make sure that you're prepared for it, but the chances are relatively high that Nano is as well going to be continue its trend towards the upside, and even see higher price targets. So let me as well look at the XRP here, because XRP, yeah, it feels like a stable coin for the past 3.5 years, right? XRP feels like a stable coin for the past 3.5 years. Not moved any significant, not moved any so significant, but so far my predictions I made on XRP has come out perfectly, and my trend lines have been showing the significance once again here on the XRP price action. So first of all, we were looking at this green line over here. You can see major resistance, support, resistance. And if we're going to look further on towards it, this was the level. And I was approaching to accumulate my XP at as soon as we're going to fail to hold on towards the orange box. Fell to hold on towards the orange box. We fell towards the downside. We moved up. And what did we set? As soon as we're breaking through the orange box once again here, we're going to run in towards this downward slope and resistance line on the top side, right? So you can see daily resistance getting found for XRP over there. And right now, once again, so XRP running in towards a major importer level. This is, of course, pretty exciting what we're having for XRP, because I personally right now think that XRP is going to create massive volatility here in the coming hours, in the coming days. So XRP looks pretty interesting right now, to be very honest. I do think that XRP could be, of course, go for a very significant move out of this this potential downward slope resistance line. It could be breaking through this level and, of course, continue its trend way higher. And, of course, if we're going to get a rejection, we could be maybe look for a potential retest of the green line over there. So it's going to be important. It's going to be important to look at XRP right now, what it's going to be doing in the imminent short term. I definitely will definitely say XRP is not a bad buy right now. But if we're looking back to the past 3.5 years, it's quite funny because it's still trading on the same level, right? So I want to be right and see this breakthrough of this resistance line. As soon as we're going to do so, we're going to continue a trend a little bit higher. If we're breaking through this resistance line over here, important resistance is broken, we could be looking for, of course, a continuation towards maybe the top side of resistance over here, because the next level that as soon as XRP is going to break this downward slope resistance line is basically going to be this level over here. So you can see this has been the level, important support, important support, important support. As soon as we fell below it, we of course moved down very quickly. Over here as well, you can see important resistance, important support. And over here as well, excuse me, it's in front of my screen. I will be going into it in a second to last. Thank you for support of the nation. You can see as well support over there. So what are we going to be expecting if XRP is going to be breaking through this level? We're going to find some resistance on the top side. So that's pretty interesting. That's going to be the expectations that I currently have for the price section of XRP as soon as we're going to be breaking through this level. So I'm looking forward towards that one. I'm looking forward towards seeing a breakthrough of the XRP line over there. And so far, of course, my predictions of these trend lines so far came out perfectly. We're showing the significance. And guys, we'll quickly want to be asking you guys for doing myself a favor. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash up that like button, of course. Smashing up that like button is only going to take a few seconds of your time, and you will be literally mean the world to me here. So make sure to smash it up. It will be highly appreciated. And if we're going to see XRP retrace back towards the level, I will be for sure keep you guys as well up to date here on the channel with some XRP update videos out there. So if you're as well interested in XRP, don't forget to smash up that like button, subscribe button, and ring the bell notification to the channel. But yeah, those are basically the expectations that I make for XRP. If I'm looking to XRP on the weekly time frame over here, XP could be looking, of course, for a bearish breakdown right now on the XP compared to Bitcoin pair. Looks to be not so very solid, to be honest. If I look to the XRP compared to Ethereum pair, it looks to be that we're as well failing to hold on towards support. So that's as well a very relatively bearish thing once again to see here. XRP is not really showing us so much strength right now in the short term. So what we could be still aiming for is, of course, this important touch of this level over here. And maybe, of course, if we're going to see that touch getting generated, we rather have to be looking at some kind of a consolidation structure from the top side over here to maybe something like this, right? So maybe for the XRP compared to Ethereum pair, it's going to come down towards this this apex on this these trend lines here. It's going to be important to hold on to the lower side of support. It's going to be important to break the top side of resistance right now in order to gain some more adoption. Sorry, not adoption, but in order to gain some more strength and some more momentum for XRP right now here. So yeah, I'm quite bullish on XRP if I'm looking towards it as well. If I'm looking to the weekly time frame, guys, what have we been seeing right now? What are we seeing right now? XRP is just creating a massive consolidation. XRP is creating a massive continuation here towards the next rally, just like we did here in 2017. We're once again doing so right now in 2021. Exactly 4 years later, we are seeing, of course, a massive consolidation period. And of course, last time around, we broke out on December 2017. So December 2017, we broke out. So if we're going to be doing it exactly 4 years later, we have been doing it in December 2021. So somewhere around here. This is on the end range of the symmetrical triangle. So guys, I think this is quite interesting, right? So on this symmetrical triangle, like you can see on the left side, on that symmetrical triangle, we broke out of it on December 11, of course, exactly 4 years ago, so exactly the previous cycle. Of course, XRP was as well a late runner in the cycle. XRP was a late runner in the cycle. So if we're going to do the same here, December 2021 here, this is going to be exactly 4 years later. This is going to be exactly 4 years later after the point of the breakout we got over there. So even a week earlier. So somewhere. So I personally, if I'm going to be looking at the historical price section, if I'm going to look at where could we be seeing the XRP breakout starting from off, it's going to be of this level right here. So we could be seeing XRP, if we're going to be, of course, repeating history, see a lot of sideways action, boring price action, trading within this pattern, no exponential growth for another, let me see, approximately 70 days here. So we could be seeing another 70 boring days for XRP before it is going to go for this massive run up towards the upside. And of course, I do think that we could be absolutely do exactly the same and push down once again, because that's most likely the structure that we're going to create here. So keep your eyes out on this chart, keep your eyes out on what XRP is about to do. XRP is going to be probably amaze a lot of people out there. It's it needs some time for sure. Give it some time right now here. Don't expect that XRP is going to be blasting off towards the upside right now here. Don't expect that XRP is going to be sending towards the moon in just a matter of a few hours. That's not going to happen, or a few days. It needs some time right now. It needs some time for sure. So let me move it towards the next request here, and that's Solana and Teasel. So Teasel's of course pretty exciting. Let me see. Let me quickly search it up over here, because we know that Teasels is a sponsor of several Formula 1 teams. I know it. So that's pretty interesting. So let me quickly look at the market capitalization of the coin. So Teasels currently has a market capitalization of 6.3 billion US dollars. So that's pretty interesting. So so XD then Teasels, and let me go to the Binance chart. So it has a very high market capitalization, right? So it moved up very quickly. It's sponsor of several Formula 1 teams. It's a pretty interesting coin, to be honest. If you look to the weekly time frame, it looks as well like a very interesting chart. You can see top side resistance, lower side support. So it looks to be trading in some kind of a descending broadening wedge here. This descending broadening wedge is looking particularly good here. I mean, descending broadening wedges are tend to be bullish. Of course, if we're going to be able to break it through the top side of resistance, I do expect not to do it on this weekly candle, but if we could be doing it with another push up and push through of this level, it's going to be relatively bullish, of course. We could be continue the trend even further on towards the upside, but it looks particularly good on the weekend. Looks to be having a very good growth curve, and of course the lower side is for sure a very strong accumulation zone in my opinion. So if we're looking to the imminent short term, we know it's creating several bearish divergences right now while it is moving up. But like you can see over here, I don't think that the exponential price growth has been already here. I do still think that it could be running up even further, and that this time to go exponential is not here yet. I do think that it has more potential, and it has currently maybe has some more steam in this rally, and could be for sure continue its trend even more stealthier towards the upside, and it could be of course give us even more exponential gains if it is going to do so. So it looks particularly good right now, to be honest, on the daily candle, even though we are forming some bearish divergence. If we're talking about retest of the previous all-time high, you can see Teasels is right now retesting previous all-time highs. So looks particularly good here as well. It is right now retesting these highs over here as well. So you can see previous all-time high. Right now as well, if you're looking to this time, you can see previous highs getting retested. So is this a bearish bias chart right now? No, I don't think so. I do think it's a bullish retest that we're getting, and this could be having some very positive influence on the market on the imminent short term. If you look into the 4 hourly candles on Teasels, you can see there is the resistance line, and you can see in the downward slope support line, this looks to be some kind of a falling wedge scenario getting created here. So, of course, a falling wedge getting created in an uptrend is going to be always bullish. It's going to be in consolidation and continuation pattern towards the upside. So, yeah, we're as well forming a bullish bias pattern here on the 4 hourly candles, what could be resulting in, of course, another push up towards another 15%. So, yeah, Teasels is looking particularly good right now here, to be very honest. And I don't really think it is looking all too bearish right now here. To be honest, if I look at the 1 hourly candles, you can still see we're forming this relatively same low structure. So this bottom structure. I mean, if I'm looking towards the 1 hourly candles, I will be getting a little bit more bearish, because the 1 hourly candles could be creating some kind of a descending triangle formation. Descending triangle formation is usually a more typical bearish bias pattern. So as long as we're holding on towards this green box over here, we're going to be good. If we're going to be breaking the top side of resistance, we could be seeing higher price targets getting reached. And if we're going to fall towards the hold on towards this level, and we are going to be breaking below it, we're going to see lower targets. That's basically what you should be anticipating right now for Teasels. So let me right away as well move it to Solana. Solana is as well one of these coins that's creating in a massive continuation pattern. It's creating a symmetrical triangle over here right now after this major rally up here. Could be for sure go still for maybe a potential push up from here on. It did got a major big green candle, and that was of course because of the news coming out for Solana. I think Solana did got a new upgrade, or they announced something, if I say it correctly. Let me quickly, oh, here, you can see Solana built a decentralized exchange, uses AI to make trading more accessible. So that was a pretty interesting thing that came out yesterday. That really resulted in, of course, a little bit of a hype ramp here, a little bit of a continuation towards the upside. And of course, like we know, it is right now still performing in this symmetrical triangle and still trading in this symmetrical triangle. And we will be just remain a little bit calm to see on where it could be heading towards from here on. Top side breakout is going to be bullish. Lower side breakout is going to be bearish. I will be just waiting on the sidelines to see what the market is going to be telling us. So as well, if we're looking to the imminent short term, we could be maybe potentially see that, okay, we're forming an upper sloping support line, downward sloping resistance line from the top side of here. We could be as well look for at a minor 4-hour consolidation pattern as well. So several consolidation pattern coming together right now here. I think for sure we could be seeing a breakout anytime soon, and it looks particularly strong right now. And I can't wait to see on where it is going to be heading towards from this point of time right now here. So yeah, it looks particularly good right now here. But for me, my main scenario for Solana is just going to be, of course, zooming out, looking at the symmetrical triangle, and just wait and see on how this is going to be developing and on how this is going to be playing out exactly right now here. So yeah, guys. I will be as well wrapping up the stream right now here. Bitcoin is still moving down ever so slightly like we expected here. Bitcoin is still going to be trading probably for the weekend at this average price around this 54.2k level. If we're going to trade above it, it's going to be bearish for Monday. If we're going to trade below it, it's going to be bullish for Monday. That's basically my expectations here. But guys, thank you so much for watching once again to this amazing stream here on the channel. I have to head out right now here. I have to do some things. That is the reason why I will be wrapping up the stream right now here. But guys, once again, thank you so much for watching to this amazing new stream here on the channel. I will be back later today with a few updates out there on the market, especially if something interesting happens. So don't forget to smash up that subscribe button on the channel, ring the bell notification, so you're not going to miss out on any videos as well. Don't forget to follow me on my socials at RoverCRC here on Twitter, to stay as well up to date here on all the Twitter posts that we're doing out there. So guys, once again, thank you so much for watching to this amazing new update video here on the channel, and we will be keeping you guys up to date out there about what we could be expecting here for the imminent short term. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll check you guys on the next one. Peace out.